Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore by the Smiths. And we're going to end up capoing this on 4th fret, and actually some weird chord changes in here, but this was a very, very cool request to try and work out. So we're going to start on a G major chord in our intro, and the way you play G major, first finger goes to A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and the third finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And we end up doing that 4 times kind of for our intro at the very, very beginning. And this is in what's called 3/4 time, where you kind of feel in 3 foot taps for each chord. And one of my favorite 3/4 strum patterns is down, down, up, down, up. So we took the G and just tried that a lot. You know, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then from there we'll be going into our first verse. And our first verse starts on a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and the third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum on the A string and the high E string, that sounds a C major chord. It sounds really, really happy. And then from the C major, we're going to be going to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the high E on the 2nd fret, and the third finger goes to the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord. It sounds really, really happy. And then from the D major, we're going to be going to an E minor chord. When we play E minor, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord. It sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to an F major chord. If you know the bar F major, we'll talk about an easier way to play this in a moment, but you do your first finger across the entire 1st fret, second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now a good substitute for that, though, is something called F major 7. When you play F major 7, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D string to the high E string, that sounds like F major 7. It sounds very, very cool. And then from the F major, we're going to be going to a G major chord again. And then the tag, actually, we have a lot of this that kind of comes back as kind of tagging the end of things, or tagging the beginning of things, is we go to an E flat major chord. One really easy way to play E flat is if you take the D major chord shape we were doing and slide it over 1 fret. You've got first finger on the G string, 3rd fret, second finger on the high E, 3rd fret, third finger on the B string on the 4th fret. And if you strum just the top 3 strings, that sounds like E flat major. It sounds really, really happy. Now, just randomly, as a substitute for the F major, if you're digging on this shape, you can actually slide it over 2 frets. And I've got first finger on the 5th fret on the high E, or on the G string, second finger on the high E 5th, third finger on the G string on the 6th fret. And that would be another way to play your F major chord. And randomly, if you take that shape and you slide up 2 more frets, all the way to 7th fret and 8th fret, that's another way you could play your G major. So there's some times actually where we kind of have a G major chord, and then kind of the E flat, and then the F major. You may want to kind of think about using those D shapes. Actually can be very, very cool. So if we tried our strum pattern through our first verse, we kind of have that intro where we got the G, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, C, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, up, D, E minor, there, then we go into our next verse. And our next verse actually is just a little variation of that. We do our G 4 times, and then our C, and then our D, and then we go to E minor 4 times, and then we go to our F for 4 times. So it's kind of taking the same chords and kind of mixing them up. So we try our second verse with our strum pattern. We'd have G with a down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, E minor, E minor, E minor. Then we'd be going into our chorus part. And in our chorus, we start on the G major chord, and then we do our E flat major, and then our F major, and then we go back to our E flat major, another E flat, and then we go to C major, and another C major, and then we go back to E flat, and another E flat, but then we go to a B flat major chord. There's a couple different ways you might want to play it. The way you play, normally you do it as a first finger bar, second finger on the D string, third fret, third finger on the G string, third, pinky on the high, or on the B string, third. If you strum all those together, that sounds a B flat major. And for myself, what feels better is to do this as a double bar and kind of do my first finger and my third finger to kind of cover the notes of the chord. Another possibility would be doing first finger bar, second finger on the G string, second fret, third finger on the D string, third fret, pinky on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B flat major 7, if you kind of dig on that sound. A lot of times with bar chords, though, you can take the skinny few strings and make smaller versions of the chord. So you could do first finger on the high E first fret, pinky on the B string third, third finger on the G string third, and you can strum the top 3 of the top 4 strings for your B flat. Or if you're a little bit more adventurous, you could take the second finger and kind of add it in on the D string on the third fret. Or if you wanted to, you could use something called a B flat 5 power chord, where you would go to first finger on the A string on the first fret, third finger on the D string on the third fret, and those two notes together sound a B flat major or B flat 5 power chord. And randomly that change comes back to B flat and kind of move into C, and you may want to kind of consider using a C5 power chord for that change, B flat 5 to C5 for that change. So we're going from B flat major to a C major, and then we go back to E flat, and then we do another E flat, and then we go back to C, and another C, and then we go back to E flat, and another E flat, and then we go back to the B flat, and then a C major, and then we end up our chorus with 4 E flat majors. So we try that our strum pattern through our whole chorus. We'd have G with a down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, E flat, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, E flat, down, down, up, down, up, E flat, C, C, E flat, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, C, E flat, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, E flat. And then from there, we're going into a bridge part. When we start on a G major, another G, and then we do our E flat, and then our F major, and then we go to G major, and then another G major, and then a D major, and another D major, and an F major, and an F major, and then a B flat, and then a C. And that last part of the G, G, D, D, F, F, B flat, C actually gets repeated a lot, and it's very similar to our outro actually when we end up with that progression. So we try to bridge with our strum pattern. We'd have G with a down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, E flat, F, G, G, D, D, F, F, E flat, C, G, G, D, D, F, F, E flat, C. And then we'll be repeating that G, G, D, D, F, F, B flat, C until we get to our next chorus. And our next chorus actually coming right on the E flat. So we do our E flat, and then C, and another C, and then E flat, and another E flat, and then B flat, and then C, and then E flat, and then E flat, and then C, and another C, and then E flat, and then E flat, and then a B flat, and then a C, and then we end up on kind of E flat 4 times. So we try that second chorus with our strum pattern. We have E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, E flat. And then from there, then we go into kind of our bridge part actually with that G, G, D, D, F, F, B flat, C repeating for our outro vamp. Now the weird part is to play along with the Smiths though, instead of starting on a G major chord, they're actually starting on a B major chord. So to play along with the Smiths, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 4th fret, then now your G major is really a B major chord, your C major is really an E major, your D major is really an F sharp major, your E minor is really a G sharp minor, your F major is really an A major chord, and the E flat is really a G major, and the B flat major is really a D major. But to take it from the very, very beginning, we got kind of our intro verse where we got the G with a down, down, up, down, G, 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 C, D, into our next verse. Now, one other thing I would think about adding to the song, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down to the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the G chord, for instance, you have the low E string for your bass. On your C chord, you have the A string for the bass. On the D chord, you have the D string for the bass. On E minor, you got low E string for your bass. On the F, if you're doing the bar chord, you have the low E string for your bass. And on the F major 7, you have the D for the bass. And on the E flat, you can kind of fake this on the G string if you wanted to. Or you could just let the D be your bass for that too. And then when we get to our B flat, then you have the A string for your bass. And on the C, you got the A string for the bass. So we try that next verse with kind of a bass down, up, down, up. You have G with the bass, down, up, down, G, 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 C, D, E minor, E minor, E minor, E minor, F, and then from there, then we'd be going into our chorus part. So we kept that bass idea going. We'd have G, G, E flat, F, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, E flat, E flat. And then from there, then we'd be going into our bridge part. So we tried that bridge with the bass down, up, down, up. We'd have G with the bass, down, down, G, E flat, F, G, E, F, F, E flat, C, G, D, F, E flat, C, G, D. Into our second chorus. So then we have the E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, C, E flat, E flat, C, E flat, E flat. And then from there, then we'll be going into our outro bridge. So we have our G, G, E flat. I'd want to hear a big G at the very, very end. But that's the basics of how you could strum through That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore by the Smiths. So good luck!